the saga of Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. The eternal winter began as a gentle chill, something that didn't seem threatening. But as the days progressed, the snow fell more intensely and constantly, as if the very sky was exhaling its last breath. The sun, hidden behind thick dark clouds, never appeared again. Over the years, rivers froze, crops died, and the world became a vast, silent field of desolation. This was the Fimbulvita, the endless winter, an age of despair. Slowly, humans, already weakened by hunger, abandoned any trace of peace. Villages that were once allies now turned against each other. Brothers clashed, families were destroyed. Amidst this chaos, only the strongest or luckiest survived. And in the halls of the gods, the news reached Odin. Fimbulvita was just the beginning. The omens of Ragnarok had begun. Odin, the All-Father, standing on his throne in Asgard, felt a deep pain, but his gaze was firm. Around him, the other gods remained silent, fearing what was to come. He knew his visions were correct. The end was near. But even in the face of inevitable fate, Odin would not hesitate. He gathered all the Aesir, instructing them to prepare for the final battle. The future was dark, but the honor of the gods would be defended until the last breath. The roar of Fenrir. In a dark and isolated forest, Fenrir, the giant wolf, felt the fury growing within him. Long ago, he had been deceived and chained by the gods, but now, with every movement, the chains began to give way. His claws tore through the ground, and his teeth sharpened in the void, like blades ready for battle. Finally, with a roar that echoed across the land and the skies, Fenrir broke his chains, free for the first time. With eyes glowing like embers and his snout turned to the sky, he howled toward the sun, determined to devour it. As the wolf advanced, the sky darkened even more, as if the very light were being swallowed by the creature. The world was now in complete darkness. Fenrir's shadow spread over the earth, bringing a deep chill and a sense of terror that penetrated the souls of all beings. The awakening of Jormungandr. In the depths of the ocean, something began to move. Jormungandr, the giant serpent that encircled the world, felt that her time had come. With overwhelming strength, she writhed, and each movement caused earthquakes and monstrous waves. Coastal cities were swallowed by raging seas, and the sound of her venomous hiss echoed throughout Midgard. When her immense head rose from the water, the sky darkened even more, and the deadly venom dripping from her mouth turned the air into a putrid, lethal mist. Mortals who dared breathe this air fell dead, and the very earth began to wither and sicken. The assembly of the gods. In Asgard, the gods were gathered. The atmosphere was heavy, and the sound of their weapons echoed as they prepared for the inevitable. Odin, with his dark cloak draped over his shoulders and his single eye fixed on the horizon, was a portrait of wisdom and resignation. Beside him, Thor, the god of thunder, held his hammer Mjolnir with an intensity that made his muscles tremble. His eyes were sparks of determination. He knew that the battle against Jormungandr awaited him, and fate was calling. Far away, in the lands of fire, Surtur, the fiery giant, raised his sword that shone like 1,000 suns. He awaited the right moment to advance and fulfill his role in Ragnarok, to set the world aflame. With each step he took, sparks and embers fell to the ground, turning everything around him to ashes. The Battle of Thor and Jormungandr. When Thor finally found Jormungandr, there were no words to be spoken, only the deafening sound of thunder and the venomous hiss of the serpent. Thor raised Mjolnir and advanced with relentless fury. Every blow of his hammer shattered the serpent's scales, but Jormungandr's venom struck Thor like deadly lashes, each drop burning like fire on his skin. With desperate strength, Thor delivered a final blow that crushed the serpent's skull. The gigantic creature fell, dead, but the god of thunder was already poisoned. He took 9 steps back, each heavier than the last, until, exhausted and consumed by the venom, he fell beside the monster he had slain. Odin's sacrifice. Meanwhile, Odin moved toward his own fate. On the battlefield, the All-Father saw Fenrir. He knew that facing him meant his own death, but he advanced without hesitation. In his hands, he wielded Gungnir, the sacred spear, and his eyes burned with the fire of battle. He threw himself against Fenrir, fighting with every drop of power he had left. But Fenrir, the embodiment of chaos, was unstoppable. With a devastating bite, the wolf devoured Odin, extinguishing his wisdom, leadership, and spirit from existence. Yet before the wolf could celebrate his victory, Vidar, Odin's silent son, advanced with vengeance in his eyes. He wore a magical shoe that gave him the strength to keep Fenrir's jaw open. With a precise and vengeful strike, he defeated the monster, avenging his father. The final fire of Surtur. With the gods defeated, Surtur raised his flaming sword and advanced across the land, leaving a trail of destruction and ashes. The fire consumed everything: forests, mountains, rivers, and even the very foundations of the world. Asgard, Midgard, and all realms burned like never before, and the entire world seemed to dissolve into flames. But the fire was not just destruction, it was also a purification, an end that promised a new beginning. The rebirth. When Surtur's fire finally subsided, all was silent. Out of the darkness, a new light appeared. It was Balder, the god of light, returning to the world after his tragic death. His gentle, peaceful glow illuminated the ruined fields, and beside him were the sons of the fallen gods, Vidar, Valai, Modi, and Magni. They had survived, ready to rebuild the world that had been destroyed. In another corner of the new world, two humans emerged from the roots of Yggdrasil, Alif and Lifthrasir. They had survived Ragnarok, hidden in the safety of the great tree. As they emerged, they found a world that, despite still covered in ashes, showed signs of rebirth. New plants began to sprout, and clear rivers once again flowed down the slopes. Yggdrasil, the world tree, still standing, extended its branches across the skies as an eternal symbol of the connection between all worlds. It had withstood Ragnarok, keeping the essence of life intact. Though the old gods had perished, the cycle continued, and the promise of a new world hovered in the air. From that day forward, the universe was reborn. And Ragnarok, with all its destruction and suffering, was not the end but the path to a new beginning, a lesson in courage and rebirth. Please like and subscribe to our channel to help us continue bringing you content like this, and even better. Listen to the following song about this tale and leave us a comment telling us what you thought of the video and the music. Help us with ideas for the channel and follow the band Veil of Nyx on music platforms.
Ragnarok, the end draws near. Warriors gather, no room for fear. Fire and ice crash in the storm. In the heart of battle, new worlds are born. Fenrir roars, the chains are torn. A beast unleashed, a world reborn. The sun eclipses in a dance of dread, as the sun rises from the depths ahead. Jormungandr, the war serpent swells, with poison drip in the ocean swells. Destruction looms in each fierce crash. The final stand, a thunderous crash. Ragnarok, the end draws near. Warriors gather, no room for fear. Fire and ice clash in the storm. In the heart of battle, new worlds are born. Odin stands with Gungnir in hand, a fearless leader to make his stand. Though with Mjolnir, thunder strikes true. The power of gods in a clash anew. once lay. In the echoes of Ragnarok, we find our way. Ragnarok, the angels near. Warriors gather, no room for fear. Fire and ice crash in the storm. In the heart of battle, new worlds are born. Final stand, the story unfolds. In the heart of the fight, our fate is told. Gods and mortals, hand in hand, together we rise in a brand new land.